Alright, Mark, so here's the first swing tonight. And you said, Joel, I'm not hitting the long clubs very well. I want to hit those more solid. I'm hitting them too thin and too fat. And sure enough, man, tonight you hit a bunch of very long, solid hybrids and 3-woods and drivers here, 3 hybrid and driver. And it's because when we compare this face-on swing with this one, we're going to see a whole lot less leg movement and a whole lot less shoulder turn and hip turn right here. So that looks a whole lot better where that right knee hasn't gone way out and left knee hasn't come over and touched the right knee, and your shoulder socket is right underneath your chin there, and your hands are to the right of your head instead of over here on the old gold. Your hands are to the left of your head, all the way over there behind your neck, which again is not what we see when we see the tour players from this face-on angle. See much more like that, like we're seeing you there on the new blue, Mark. So that is sweet. And then from down the line, it looked a lot better too, because your knees, there wasn't daylight there between your knees from this down the line angle. Right there. Much better. And your head didn't move around near as much during the swing on the new blue over here. Much less head movement. And so that's what enabled you to hit so many of those long shots so much more solid. Helps your arm extension too. And again, it surprised you how far they were going. And again, you said you felt like you weren't getting a very good turn. And yeah, you're probably turning your hips before 90 degrees and your shoulders about 130. Whereas here you're turning your hips probably about 40 or 50 and your shoulders about 90, which is more like the tour players. Like that right there, man. You see there, you're a little flat-footed, which I didn't mind at the first part of the lesson because you're working on keeping your legs more solid. That one wasn't as good. You see that knee came out a lot more on that one. There again, yeah, see that was the one where the knee came out more and the right knee got more bent. And then sure enough with the driver, man, you did it quite well with the driver. There, those legs look good on that driver. Very nice. And they were all solid as can be. They're all getting pulled over there toward that white flag there behind you over here. But boy, those legs look great on all those drivers. Much more solid, man. And again, compared to that driver we saw back in May, look at that. Left knee's just about touching the right knee. Head's way out of the circle. Here you can't get back into the circle back in May on our right, whereas today you're right back in the circle because you never really left it that much. So that's beautiful. And then this driver, you tried to get it on plane a little better. You got closer and it went straighter. It didn't go as far left. Yeah, there's a nice weight shift, buddy. There you go, Mark. Club head's pulling you over there onto your left foot. That's much better balance, much better lower body action, keeping your upper body better. So I like that a lot. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment, and we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green
speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the stem meter, 10.5 on the stem meter, and 12.5 on the stem meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in the golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied that things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is with the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we can come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.